Look at this massive fulfillment center moving at breakneck speed. This is the reality of today's digital-first economy. Launching an e-commerce app is a massive revenue driver, but catching up to this level of operation takes serious technical investment. Whether you are a startup or an established retailer looking to go mobile, there is one question that dictates every budget and business plan before you begin. How long will this process actually take? This chart maps the standard industry baselines. A basic app takes 2 to 4 months. Add custom features for a mid-level platform and expect 4 to 7 months. Enterprise-grade apps with multi-vendor capabilities stretch from 9 to 18 months. Yet, even with these estimates, projects routinely derail. Deadlines double and budgets explode because development is frequently treated as a coding exercise, ignoring the dozens of variables that actually shape the build. To stay on schedule, you need a strategic partner. GrowRankers combines deep technical expertise with a growth-focused methodology to ensure your app is built efficiently and designed to drive revenue from day one. This messy blueprint is what timeline inflation looks like in practice. The single biggest cause of project delays actually happens before a single line of code is written: unchecked scope creep. As stakeholders see the app taking shape, tiny feature requests pile up and add months to the schedule. Our strategy centers on front-loading the work. We invest heavily in an intensive discovery phase to define a precise minimum viable product, or MVP, a version of your app with only the core features needed to deliver value to your users. By ruthlessly prioritizing core commerce functions over abstract, nice-to-have features, we cut out the bloat. This allows a functional, high-quality MVP to launch and start generating real user data in just 6 to 10 weeks. By establishing these rigid boundaries early, it protects your budget and prevents months of expensive rework down the line. Look at this split pipeline. This represents the traditional mistake of building separate native apps for iOS and Android. It effectively requires 2 isolated development tracks, doubling the required effort, resources, and time. Now watch as those pipelines merge. We utilize cross-platform frameworks like React Native and Flutter, which consolidates the engineering effort into a single, unified codebase that feeds both operating systems at once. This architectural choice cuts overall mobile development time by up to 40%. Because the technology has advanced so rapidly, it delivers a user experience that is visually and functionally indistinguishable from native apps. Selecting the optimal platform architecture upfront acts as a strategic lever, drastically compressing your path to market without sacrificing performance. Then comes the actual construction. Traditional waterfall development moves sequentially, meaning one technical phase must completely finish before the next is allowed to begin. This sequential model is especially vulnerable to the friction you see here, integrating complex third-party APIs. Connecting payment gateways, logistics, and CRM systems requires extensive testing and error handling, which frequently creates massive bottlenecks. Notice how the friction points turn green as the workflow overlaps. This is our agile methodology in action. We run design, front-end, and back-end development phases concurrently, saving weeks of idle waiting. We also implement pre-built headless e-commerce architectures. By leveraging robust engines like Shopify for the backend while customizing the user interface, we bypass months of redundant custom coding. Pairing these overlapping parallel workflows with proven framework integrations eliminates the dead time inherent in traditional app builds. When teams rush the end of a project, this is the result. Skipping comprehensive quality assurance testing is an expensive shortcut that leads to broken apps, damaged user trust, and rejected App Store submissions. We neutralize this risk by baking continuous testing into the entire project lifecycle, rather than treating it as a final phase bolted onto the end. By writing unit tests and executing functional checks alongside the active code, we catch issues immediately. This stops a late-stage bug avalanche from forming just days before your deadline. Rigorous, continuous QA ensures your app remains stable, facilitates smooth, first-try App Store approvals, and protects your projected launch date. Faster development speed does not require lower quality. It requires making deliberate strategic choices regarding MVPs, cross-platform technology, and parallel workflows. While technical frameworks provide the structure, the team's depth of experience dictates how quickly these tools are actually deployed. Their specific familiarity with e-commerce logic acts as the most critical variable in the timeline equation. A generic agency will spend weeks learning the mechanics of e-commerce integrations on your budget. An experienced team pulls from a proven operational playbook, having already solved the common technical problems you will encounter. GrowRankers operates as the premier partner for brands requiring apps engineered to rank in search results, convert traffic, and scale instantly with your growth. It is time to abandon the guesswork of generic timelines. Partner with GrowRankers to plan smarter, build efficiently, and launch your e-commerce app with absolute confidence.